Ever walked out of a meeting feeling completely drained, even though nothing especially difficult happened? Today we want to introduce you to something most of us experience but rarely talk about, the hidden effort behind everyday conversations. What you're looking at is a tool we built to make that invisible social effort visible. Let's think about a scenario you've probably lived. You finished a meeting, everything seemed fine, you sounded confident, but somehow it still drained your energy. That feeling is real, and it has a name. When we adjust our voice, our tone, and our pace to fit a room, we're doing invisible labor. We're performing a version of ourselves that feels safe rather than natural. We call this masking. And the problem with masking isn't just that it's exhausting, it's that it's invisible. You can't measure what you can't see, which is exactly why we built Masking Mirror. People feel the effects of social voice masking but cannot see it. But how do we fix this feeling if we can't even see it? In practice, effects of masking are when meetings feel unexpectedly draining and conversations require more effort than expected, but there's no clear way to understand why it's happening. Conversations that require constant regulation can quietly consume mental and emotional energy. Without visibly seeing these patterns, people often experience unexplained fatigue after meetings, difficulty identifying demanding interactions, and limited awareness of communication patterns. So, we built Masking Mirror. Masking Mirror analyzes your voice patterns during meetings and compares them to your natural speaking baseline. Our goal is simple: your voice patterns finally visible.
So, the wellness goal of this project was to create a tool that helps people better understand how conversations affect their vocal behavior and energy. There are three categories that we dive into: emotional well being, mental well being, and social well being. The tool promotes awareness rather than correction or judgment. Our target audience is young professional students aged 20 to 35 who regularly participate in meetings. Their needs are to understand why certain conversations feel more exhausting than others, manage social energy during back to back crowd or team interactions, recover from demanding sessions. We gathered these insights quickly from a desk research and we figured vocal patterns often change when people regulate themselves during conversations. Users are less interested in raw voice data and more interested in understanding patterns. Reflection is more valuable than evaluation. So this is how it works. First, Masking Mirror learns your natural speaking voice. You record a short calibration sample. Then, the system extracts vocal features like pitch range, speaking pace, and pause patterns. This becomes your personal baseline. Masking Mirror integrates with meeting platforms. When it detects the meeting, it asks for user permission. Once permission is granted, it will work in the background and analyze the voice patterns in the meeting. After the meeting ends, Masking Mirror uses a machine learning model to analyze vocal signals and generate a summary of the meeting. It highlights when vocal patterns shifted during the conversation. For the first time, users can see how their voice adapts across an entire meeting. The system then calculates a masking score, which estimates how much vocal regulation occurred during the conversation. Users have an overview of all the meeting and they can view the detailed reports for each meeting as they go along.
What they can perceive now that they cannot before. So, hidden vocal efforts during conversations, users can see when their voice pattern shifts from their natural speaking to effort speaking. Masking increases during a meeting. Timeline graphs are shown in the design where moments in a conversation triggered high masking loads are visible. Signals behind communication pattern. Users can understand how changes in pitch variation works and where the increased regulation happens. How conversations affect the recovery. By tracking the patterns, user can see where the recovery is needed and where the effort is impacted more. Managing the information. So we went with a raw audio data interface. So massive score was something that we put over meeting time. Voice effort and authenticity drift was something that we considered, and recovery lag were after interaction was an important matrix. To avoid information overload, we prioritized key moments where efforts increased, clear visual summaries, and shorter insights and more recovery exercise suggestions. Safeguards and responsibilities. For this project, we focused on meeting content and conversations that are not stores, and only vocal features would be analyzed. Users can choose when to analyze, when not to. Users can delete or export the files based on their preference. Insights are framed as reflections and not as evaluative thing or anything that's judgmental. The system, as we already told, runs on machine learning model and only designed to analyze voice patterns. Impact of this project. Communication is one of the most important part of professional lives, and until now we have no such tool that can help us analyze the voice in different situations. Our tool, Masking Mirror, comes here as something that helps invisible things that helps us understand those invisible patterns into something understandable. It also helps people reflect on their communication patterns. For this project, the challenges we faced were, and one of the biggest one was not to divert towards AI assistant and keeping the product more minimalistic, reflective, and non-intuitive, so that it doesn't create distraction for the users. Also, privacy was a main concern, so we, from the very starting, considered all the designs in those direction. Learnings for this project as a team were collaboration across time zones, working as a team and understanding and collaborating and discussing the ideas effectively, prioritizing ideas under time constraints. So, limited time helped us understand what the core experience should be, solution based on then be realistic and just target the audience. Iteration with the new tools. Using new tool was something that was new to all of us, and I think that really helped us quickly iterate, redefine our decisions, and focus on the elements that would support the better user experience. Here is the Figma Make prototype that we designed using Figma Make. Thank you so much for viewing this presentation of us. Hope you like it and feel free to have feedback for us. Thank you.